We know probiotics are good for adults, but are they also good for infants? New research says yes. A recent meta-analysis on 26 randomized control trials involving around 2,000 infants ranging from 1 day to 3 years old assessed the effects of probiotic in their infant formula versus placebo on many parameters, which we'll talk about here in a second. Now, they took the probiotics every day for 5.6 months on average, and they consisted of different species of lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. The results showed the group that had the probiotics had fewer colic episodes. They were crying less. They had fewer days with respiratory tract infections and fever, reduced antibiotic use, and fewer episodes of regurgitation and diarrhea than the group that didn't have the probiotics. So really, really awesome stuff, I think. Sometimes we hear about these supplements and, we hear about things that are good for adults and we're reluctant to give them to our kids, right? Especially infants. I mean, look, they range from 1 day old to 3 years, right? You got to be really careful if you're going to give something to your newborn baby, right? So they did have an absolutely positive effect on these children, and maybe warranting some further research as to how many colony forming units we should be using, what types of bacterium would be the best, and are symbiotics good for these kids as well? That would be prebiotics plus probiotics, so meaning the food for the bacteria, the prebiotics, plus the probiotics, the bacteria themselves. But this was really just on the probiotics, the bacteria themselves. That's what we got for you guys today. I hope you found it interesting. I certainly did. And take it to the bank, people, and feed your kids great stuff. Our gut is intimately related with how we feel, how we think, how we physically perform, how we sleep, how we act, how our immune system fights infections, how we crave things, our appetite, our metabolism, our muscle protein synthesis, just about everything, the production of vitamins, right? I mean, your gut is your second brain for a reason. Have a great night. Thanks a lot. Happy wellness. Who do we got on here? Just did a workout, by the way, is why we're sweating. Fabi T. Carlos, what's going on? I have not seen you on here forever. How you doing? Hope you're doing great. Mark and Russell, what's happening? Usator, Link QK, D-Way, Mau Martin, Chipwa, Anthony RDZ, Nace. Any of you guys got kids? Alexis. And I want to say too, you guys, you hear us, we talk about some studies, we talk about natural supplements, we talk about lifestyle and wellness and all these things, but you guys should do your due diligence, do your own research, before you take anything. The proof's in the pudding, and I think people need to see things for themselves and read it for themselves, and, to really believe it. You have to believe it for yourself, and you have to know it for yourself. Now, we are obviously credible. The major source we use is examine.com for most of these, reviews of studies and things, but they are totally unbiased. I pay a membership to be a part of of that category and Examine. So, I try to take advantage of it. I try to share the good information with you guys. But NCBI studies, PubMed, all sorts of good sources, and the NIH and NCBI stuff. So, that's where we get it. If you were curious, I only send the links to people that are curious. Send me a message if you want the studies, and I can send some stuff over. But look stuff up for yourself. Junior Gennaro Alvarez, have a fantastic rest of your night. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy wellness. Thanks.